How's it going, everybody? I apologize for the 30-minute or now 20-minute delay in our show today. I just had to take care of a few things, tie up some loose ends, and get the show ready for today. Guys, welcome to a new episode and live stream of Down in the Bayou. I am your host, legendary Pelicans collector and super fan of the New Orleans Pelicans, Bayou Sniper. If you're new to the show, this is sponsored by Collecting and Connecting, a great group of friends of mine, also on the NBA Top Shot family and Dapper platform, where you can collect official licensed NFTs, video footage of NBA history. You can own a piece of NBA history, which is half of this show's content. And the other half we're about to dive into is I cover the New Orleans Pelicans week to week, day to day, what's been going on. And this week we have a very interesting choice to make as me, a Pelican fan, and ultimately the front office of the New Orleans Pelicans have a very hard choice to make soon. And by you watching this and supporting me, you are all New Orleans Pelicans fans by proxy in my heart. So thank you for supporting. Let's go ahead and dive in. Guys, as I said, this is Down in the Bayou. I am Bayou Sniper. And we are going to cover the Pelicans so far. And that's what we're doing in the first segment. DeJounte Murray has come back for us, and he has looked absolutely incredible. It kind of shows you what happens when a real point guard is on your team as opposed to not having one, which we have not had one in a long time since DeJounte Murray tore his ACL last year, and he made a comeback this March, and he has been absolutely killing it for us. And it's opened so many doors offensively and defensively for Zion, for Trey, even for Yves Missi and Sadiq Bey. But we have had some success recently. Brandon Ingram came back to New Orleans, and we beat the Raptors in awesome fashion. DeJounte Murray had a killer ankle breaker, clutch step back three against Jamal Shed, and it went kind of viral. And we were rolling a little bit. I think we won 3 of the last 4, and we're looking okay. But we went to my home state last night in Houston, Texas, and KD exposed us. And that's kind of what I want to talk about is false hope. So I've kind of preached this with this New Orleans Pelicans front office and team this year. As I started to realize how bad we were and the construction of the roster doesn't really make sense. The one thing I was worried about was when guys eventually come back or get their second win, like these vets like DeJounte Murray or whatever, Zion becomes healthy. We started to win a couple more games, go on a little winning streak, feel good about ourselves. And the problem with that is it's giving the front office, I hope this isn't the case, but this is what I think is happening. It's going to give the front office some false hope where, I told you, Joe Dumars is probably looking at this like DeJounte Murray is coming back. Zion is healthy, and we're starting to win above 500 here and there. And he's probably, in those board meetings saying, hey, I told you we were going to be a good team. We just needed time, and everybody's going to be healthy. And to me, that's the canary in the coal mine. Sorry, I'm a little bit sick today. But that's the problem, right? Is you can't fall for this false hope. Are we a playoff team? No. Even fully healthy? No, we're not. The Rockets showed us that. Because I'm going to keep it straight with you. I don't really believe in the Rockets. I don't think they're that good of a team. They have some pieces, obviously, with KD and Amon, and Reed is, coming up. But Sengun's inconsistent. Steven Adams is down. Their bench is weak. And we still lost in crunch time. And a part of that is I said this in Badge County yesterday, and I got some heat for it because there's some certain people who are super fans of this guy, which I understand. I like Herb Jones. But Herb Jones has been absolutely awful and putrid this season, shooting 38% from the field and 28% from three as a guard in the NBA, making $15 million. That's not going to get it done. And that's the problem with this front office is they've deemed certain people untouchable, including Herb Jones. Herb Jones is untouchable? Are you kidding me? No, he's not. He's completely touchable. And he should be off the team this summer. And he can thrive and succeed somewhere else. That's fine. I wish nothing but Herb the best. And as I alluded to at the beginning of the show, the New Orleans Pelicans front office is a very interesting and hard choice to make soon. And it's kind of in their face. Like, it's right in front of their nose. And that is Derek Queen, Zion Williamson. And with this choice, you're also making another choice. Win now, develop. And as much as I love to win, I'm a basketball coach, I'm a competitor. I played basketball in high school and college. Like, I'm a competitor. I want to win. But I also understand the game, and especially the NBA and the landscape of the West right now. And, man, even if you take this roster and you upgrade some spots, we're not getting out of the first round. Like, it's if you look at the landscape of the West and the roster construction, we're not getting out of the first round as Zion as your number one. And I love Zion. I look at my collection here. I'm playing him because I respect him. Zion's one of my favorite players of all time. Like, just box office exciting, efficient. But his play style, he can't. I believe he can't be number one and carry you through, all the way to the finals or the Western Conference Finals. Like, to me, he's a good 1A or number two, right? And I still don't think Trey is a number one. He's a number two, in my opinion. So we don't really have a bona fide, he's the dude on our team. I think we can if we develop him, which is why I hope that this summer we pick this option. I hope that we go with the youth movement. Derek Queen, Jeremiah Fears, keep Trey around, develop the young guys, lose for a couple of years, but get them awesome NBA reps. And by year 3, Derek Queen could be an all-star. Jeremiah Fears could be an all-star. And the West has probably, shifted a bit. People have moved around. Juggernauts aren't as hardened as they used to be. HUE, a banana. And I think that's what you really have to look at. It's not just about, can we sell tickets and can we try to compete for a playoff spot next year? You don't want to be in that purgatory middle ground of the NBA. It is a death sentence for everything. And for me, I think the option is clear, right? I think you do have to choose between Zion and Derek. Now, if I'm playing devil's advocate, if you choose Zion instead of Derek Queen, I'm not saying you're going to trade Derek Queen. It's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you're choosing a path. Derek Queen's time to shine will be, put on the back burner, so to speak. By the time he's 23, 24 is when he's going to, start taking reins of the team. But we don't know the state of the team at that point. But if you take on Zion, one thing, if you continue this path with Zion, I think, you trade Herb, keep DeJounte, keep Bay, keep Trey, obviously. You go out, you try to move Poole, and you try to get a real center, Nicholas Claxton, somebody. Because Yves Missy is still raw and young. Carlo is not a center, really. He's a stretch 4. Queen is not a 5. Queen's a hub 4. So we don't even have a center on the roster, and I don't think people understand that. It says center, on the roster, but they're not really centers. If you watch the game, we don't have a true center. That's kind of what this team's missing, is a true center. And I've been screaming that for a while. Even if you pick the Derek Queen path, which I think we should, instead of the Zion path, the youth development movement, be in contention in 3 or 4 years, and we get to watch his process of becoming an all-star or whatever. You still need to pair him with a rim protecting big. But the Derek Queen path, in my opinion, is easier because I think Yves Missi can be that. They're the same age, same timeline, and you can develop them together. And that's kind of what I want as a peak in the next year. I would really like this summer, even though I love Zion, I love watching him play, I love him in a Pelicans uniform, I think the era has just superseded him. It's not an indictment on who he is as a player, how he plays, his production. He's awesome. But it's just, it's just time. Like, it's like this analogy. It's like, I went out with my buddies last night, and we were playing a board game, it's Battlestar Galactica, a little nerd game we like to play sometimes. And it was awesome. It was really fun. And when, have some beers, relax, chat, laugh, like just having a great time as we usually do. And we were there for 4 or 5 hours, but there comes a time where even though you want to stay and you love hanging out with your buddies and, you love, screaming and laughing and hooping and hollering and playing this fun board game, there comes a time, it rolls around to 9, 10 o'clock and you've been there since 3 or 4 on a weekend and it's time to go home. Like you don't want to go, you don't want to say goodbye to them, and you'll see them again sometime soon. But sometimes it's just time to go, it's just time to go home. And I kind of think I see Zion in the situation, the Pelicans are like his, we're all his buddies, we like hanging out with them. We like watching them succeed, and we like going out and playing board games and walking our dogs together and all this stuff. But there comes a time where you need to go home. You can't stay there forever. Or things could, not be as fun. And then the experience you're having is soured because you kind of overstayed. And I kind of think that's where we're at with Zion. Is will he succeed at his next stop? I truly think so. But he's not going to win here. And he could. I hope if we keep him, obviously, I'm going to be, like, okay, let's win. Let's try to win. But I would rather go the other direction with the youth movement and Jeremiah Fears and Trey and Queen. Because, even though they operate in the same space, Derek Queen and Zion, I just see more of a team building, easier to build around aspect with Queen. And I think you can build a real playoff team around Queen, like in the future. Whereas Zion, like, he's awesome. He's an enigma. He's one of one. But with one of ones, you then have a really hard time building teams around because you really have to figure out the formula. And it's been 7 years and the Pelicans haven't found it. So, maybe he can go to another team and crush it, and help them out as like a number 2 and number 3, and they can kind of use him in a different way. I do have a trade. Because there is a center that I want. So I need to go 1 second. ESPN trade machine. So there is a center that I want that he's kind of he's a no-name kind of to people. I know who he is, and I enjoy watching him play. I also enjoy watching him play in FIBA. 1 second, I got to pull up this trade. But I got an idea that I think would work for both sides. All right, let's see here. Adjust trade. Let's see here. Where is he at? There he is. And we get back salary. Okay. Yeah, so I got the trade. Okay. So There's a backup center in Orlando that I'm really fond of, and that is Sir Goga Bitadze. Um, and I watched him play. I watched him play in FIBA, and he plays for the Georgia national team. And I really like Goga. You know, he can rim protect. He's tough. He's still young enough, but he's been in the league a couple times, like a couple years with a couple different teams. Um, but if you put Queen at the 4 and Goga at the 5, I love this pairing. And obviously, we would trade Herb to the Magic, which he kind of fits their play style of like rough and tumble defense, and he could have a refined role and develop his 3-point shot, and he could help the Magic a lot. Because I feel like Goga's kind of being wasted in Orlando. And I would love that trade. Now for Zion, the Zion trades get a little tricky, and I'm not going to go over them today. But I think Herb for Goga Bitadze is an easy one for me, because I think the Orlando Magic would press the button and do it tomorrow. And it would help us because Herb is addition by subtraction at this point, and it hurts to say because I love Herb and his defense and what he's brought to New Orleans, just like Jose. But sometimes it's time to go home. As the analogy I had earlier with Zion, sometimes it's just time to go home. And I think we're at that point with Zion, and we're definitely past due at that point with Herb. But yeah, I hope the Pelicans front office choose the youth movement, because I think that is where we're really going to come together as a team, a franchise, a fan base, and be like, okay, this is something we can get behind. DQ and Fears. Oh, and honestly, keep DeJounte Murray. I see him being a Drew Holiday for us. In Drew Holiday's prime in New Orleans, he was amazing. Like, the city loved him. He loved the city back. And I think DeJounte can also be a Drew Holiday type piece for us. So if you have any thoughts about the Pelicans and what they should do, drop it in the comments. But yeah, that pick is looking fine. I think we're 7th, like in the lottery odds, like we're 7th. So the DQ trade is looking better, which is good. Not only for us, but for DQ, his that's tough on a kid, especially when it's not your fault. His minutes have gone down. He's playing 12 to 15 minutes a night, sharing a lot of minutes with other guys. But, I kind of get it because we need to win now. And, no matter how good rookies are, even Cooper Flagg's balling out, Dallas isn't winning. Rookies are not going to help you win. And I understand it to an extent of DQ's playing time being cut. But I also don't want to see on X and stuff, oh, DQ's terrible. Derek Queen's not producing. Yeah, because you're not watching the game. You don't know what's happening. He's being benched, just like Fears. They're being benched because they're rookies and we're trying to win. Dallas wants to lose. Utah wants to lose. They're playing Ace and Cooper as much as they can. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Next year, if we get rid of Zion and Herb, we can do that. We can play DQ 35 minutes a night, and he's going to average fucking 17 and 9 and 6 as a second-year player. I want you to understand that. DQ's talent's that good. If he has the keys now, he'll be putting up crazy numbers. But just because he's not right now, he's not getting enough minutes. And you need to understand that. But yeah, guys, that is the first segment of Down in the Bayou, where we talk about the New Orleans Pelicans. Now we are going to shift to the second part, Real Moments, where we talk about the official license NFT NBA collectibles, NBA Top Shot, sponsored by Dapper Labs. Yeah, guys, the metallic gold MGLE, the second rendition is here. The drop is soon, next week. And this one, I'm actually, there's not really a lot of my guys in this drop. There is 2, though. And I know 1 is already on the marketplace. So Hollow Icon is also in this. And the legendary Zion moment is pretty sick. I love the what they've done with the holographic panel for the front of it this year. I think it adds, a really, really nice touch. Um, but this is a moment that I'm probably going to go after in the drop, but I'm not going to drop a lot of money on it, like on the drop itself, or go crazy with packs. Like I'm kind of sitting this one out, waiting and biding my time until um, April 15th, which I think Rookie Revelation might be like middle April. So yeah, I'm just kind of biding my time, waiting there. And then I don't know if the other moment I want is in here. It's Ryan Rollins Ascension. Love me some Ryan Rollins. I don't know if they put it up yet. They have not. It's okay. But yeah, same format. And what's new this time around is this. And this will be the main part of my episode next week. I will be talking heavily about this signature series rookie ultimates that you can earn, rip, or burn for. Here's the Cooper Flag one, which is like absolutely insane. And as you know, Derek Queen is getting one. I'm not going to talk about too much because I want to go over that in a whole episode next week. But whew, I'm excited because this is what I've been working for all year with my guy Derek Queen. And there's multiple ways you can get one. So even if I miss one, I can still try and get another one another way. But yeah, these are dropping. Cooper and Khan have their signature series 1-of-1 ultimates. I think this one's the sickest. The fire with the black jersey is so cool. And there's 5 1-of-1 signature series ultimates for certain rookies. And for instance, there'll be 5 of these for Cooper, and people can earn them in different ways, which is going to be really fun to watch. And I think this is really going to set the platform on fire in a good way. And yeah, these are so sick, so cool. But I got to shout out Torque, my boy Torque. He is number 1 on the Trey Johnson leaderboard. I hope, he's going to get the jersey standard, but I hope whoever pulls the Trey Johnson jukebox metallic gold Trey number 1 or perfect, please hit up my guy Torque. He'll pay a good price, and he's very easy to work with. Don't sell it to Nerdja, don't sell it to GPH. Like, if you pull the Trey Johnson, like, please talk to Torque first. And I same thing with Queen. If anybody out there is watching this and you pull a special serial Queen moment, please message me first. Like, I'm number 1 on his leaderboard. I'm obviously the biggest fan of his. Like, I will most likely pay more than whoever's offering, whether that be GPH, Nerdja, or another user. And if I can't, I can't. But at least, like, just make it known, Torque is a fan of Trey. His TS handle is Willis Reed Shepherd. Derek Queen for me, Bayou Sniper. You can message us if you pull something. Neek Clifford, if you pull Maxime Reynald, message Chewy Wolf. Like, this is why getting in communities is really important in Top Shot, is because not only is the moment going to find a good home for people who are actually fans because you know them, but also they're going to, they'll pay up for it because they want the moment. They're not just going to turn around and flip it. So that's why I think community is super important as well. The community on Top Shot is why people stay. And Badge County and Collecting and Connecting, these 2 groups, like, super important for the platform. And if you're not in these groups, please join one of them or both. I'm in both. There's no like sides, there's no rivalry or anything. Like, I'm in both. I chat in both every day. Great people. So yeah, the con is here. Looks absolutely fire. No pun intended. And I like whoever gets that Cooper and possibly the rookie of the year here, Con Knipple. Man, y'all are lucky bastards because these are beautiful. Could be in the Lavore. Just absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Oof. Man, his shooting form is identical to Klay Thompson, and it's not even a debate. Like lower body mechanics, foot placement, no hitch in the shot, like everything is Klay. And he's a little bit more athletic to Klay, in my opinion. So, that career is gonna be nice. But yeah, metallic gold drops in a day and a half, and a lot of cool moments. Got your Wemby, got your Luka, Hollow, Cade's an awesome one. I want to get it because I'm a big Cade guy, but I just need to allocate my funds somewhere else. So I gotta watch the Cooper. Yeah, I gotta watch this Cooper. Oh, just look at it. Like everything about this moment is like absolutely sick. And those black jerseys. The only jerseys I like more than those is the green ones, obviously, in Origins. The green Dallas jerseys are the coolest, in my opinion. Yeah, Cooper just comes around and yams. Bah. Yeah, awesome. Whoever owns this moment, you're a lucky man or woman. Oh, so cool. So cool. All right. Now, I told you I have a showcase for y'all. I told you I have a showcase. So let's get there first. Showcase. Okay. So this showcase is called Untouchable. And the theme for this showcase is these are moments that unless you offered me $1 million, I probably wouldn't sell it. Sentimental value, moments I just absolutely adore, and I picked 10. I have more than 10 in my collection that I would not sell, but these are like instantly when I think about it, these are 10 moments that are untouchable, that I'm not gonna sell, that I hope I can get like passed down to my kid or whatever. Like these moments mean something to me. So if you also want to do this challenge and post it on X, tag me, please. Like make your untouchable showcase. Could be 5 moments, could be 10, could be 3, like could be 1. What are your untouchable moments? Moments that unless people, are paying their arm and leg for, you're not budging. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. I think this is a fun one today. All right. And most of them are Pelicans, but there is a few that are not. So, all right. Starting off, the number 1 Derek Queen MGLE rookie jukebox, signed and autographed. This was his true breakout game, in my opinion. This was the 2 games before his 33-point triple-double. This move is so sick because he's not athletic. He's just so crafty, and he's going against another archetype who he models his game after and pulls a Jokic-like move on Jokic in a 30-point outing. I remember watching this and me and Sam were joking about this moment, and we still don't know how he did it. You'll watch it over and over again, and you think you understand how he, did that rhythm dribble really quick and picked it up and then euroed around. But if you keep watching, there's just more to it, and you're like, I want to try that, but I don't know how to do that. But yeah, my favorite player right now, obviously, and I'm not moving this for anything. DQ fanboy till I die. Let's go. Yeah, this is first up on the list right here. My rookie. All right, moving on. Zion Williamson, Cosmic Legendary serial number 23 rookie. In my opinion, one of the most valuable moments I have will be because even if he doesn't succeed in New Orleans, I think he'll go on to another team and win a championship somewhere. I think he's that great. It's the Cosmic set, season 1, first season of Top Shot. And during that awesome, crazy run, this particular Cosmic moment was the most desired because of who Zion is and the play. Everybody remembers this play. If you're watching his rookie year, everybody remembers this volleyball spike. Very reminiscent of his Duke days. JJ Redick makes an appearance in this moment. as a Pelicans player right there. Yeah, wouldn't move it. Even if it gets traded, I'm not moving it. And we go to my OG original favorite player, Sir Anthony Davis, number 23, jersey serial, rookie year, Origins. His first game winner here. As a two-way superstar, he would become for our franchise one of my all-time favorite players, if not my all-time favorite player. NBA champion, two-time gold medalist, should have been defensive player of the year multiple times, should have been 2020 finals MVP, but LeBron's ego took it away from him. Love AD. And I love like the nostalgia of this moment, like the stands and everything, the advertisements. It's so old school. Even though it's not that long ago, 2011, 12, like it's not that long ago. Eric Gordon drives and a little tip in. Sick. Awesome. Yeah, wouldn't sell this. Got it last summer. Now we go to another rookie this year. Cooper Flag. This is probably going to be my most valuable moment in my collection of all time. It's only minted to 10, number 5 serial, Origins Jukebox. It's signed by Cooper. His nickname, the main event. He signed it with that inscription, which is the only one on the platform with a nickname. And I think this is his best play. The aesthetic of the moment is amazing. Green jerseys. This was his real breakout party. 22 points, 7 rebounds, like 4 assists, or it's 22 something and something. And they won the game, and it was super efficient. And I remember this play, like, when he did that, I just like stood up. I was like, "Oh my God, he's him!" Like, yeah, this moment would be really, really hard for me to even think about letting go. And I think it's probably gonna be my most valuable moment when it's all said and done. And we go to one of my biggest purchases ever. Number 1 serial, season 3, Deck the Hoops, Anthony Davis legendary. Christmas Day, best Christmas jerseys ever right here. Across the league. I'm not just talking about the Pelicans. That Christmas, like, old-timey cursive T-shirt jersey. He blocks Hall of Famer Chris Bosh. This moment's just special to me because this is like the height of 80s powers in New Orleans, and we were getting Christmas Day games, and until we win playoffs or a playoff series or something, like, this moment remains number 1 in my heart probably. And I try to burn one every year. I think it's down to 50 now, which is awesome. So I have the number 1 cereal. Paid a lot for it, but it's worth it to me. So that was the first 5. Cooper, AD, Zion, DQ, AD again. So let me take a quick drink. And let's go to the last 5. See what Bayou Sniper has cooked up for his last 5 untouchables. All right. We start off with a moment that has already been featured on this episode, or not this episode, but this show, in a previous showcase. This is the perfect serial, Tyrese Halliburton, the peak legendary of last year's finals. This is his game one winner against Oklahoma City Thunder and SGA. I'm under the impression that if he did not get injured and tear his ACL, I think Pacers would be the 2025 NBA Finals champions. I think they were going to win. Last year's playoffs were so special to me for a lot of reasons. But a big reason was I've never seen a player dominate the playoffs like Tyrese Halliburton did last year in terms of clutch game winners. It was like basketball cinema. And owning this moment, a special serial of a true piece of history, it's priceless to me. This one I can undoubtedly say I'm never going to let go. It's also the earmark of my wife and I flew home to see my family and go to Summer League last summer. And we were all watching this finals game together. And yeah, it just means a lot to me. Tyrese Halliburton Lego right here. Second one, untouchable. My guy Keyshawn George, met him at Summer League. I'm a huge fan, obviously. This is my perfect serial rookie revelation of Keyshawn, which I ripped. Just an awesome guy. I've met him in person. I've gotten to see him play. I believe in his future as an all-star. Keyshawn George, Washington Wizards, rookie revelation. Never letting this go. I remember this game. Jordan Poole kind of took over, but Keyshawn made this clutch shot for his 19th point, and his defense was insane. Yeah. Also, best hair in the league by far. Next is another guy I met at Summer League last year, and if y'all know me, y'all know I love me some Zach Edey. This is number one rookie revelation, dunk on Wemby. Got to meet Zach Edey in Summer League, and I got to show him his number one serial rookie debut, his first basket on Top Shot. Got a picture with him. Big Edey guy. I actually like the move that, he's sitting out this year and getting that ankle surgery, because I think for a big man that's important, become stable. He's still only 23. I also think he'll be an all-star in the future of the Grizzlies. He got 30 and 17 this year for only playing 10 games. He against the Kings, he scored 30 points and 17 rebounds, 5 blocks. He's awesome. And this one, this one. So if you know the origins of me on Top Shot, Bayou Sniper is a nickname I gave Jordan Hawkins, and I was a big Jordan Hawkins guy. Unfortunately, the past couple of years haven't panned out the way I wanted it to for him. But his rookie season will always be special to me, deep in my heart, because he was the first rookie I stacked on Top Shot and went all in on. And watching him score 34 against Kyrie in Dallas his rookie year with no Zion, no Trey, and we won the game. And I was like, oh my God, he's got that UConn Ray Allen in him. And I'm not as high on him as I was, but I'm still I think he's going to be a good role player. He just needs a different change of scenery. I think, he can be a microwave off the bench type scorer, or if he starts, he could be a Tim Hardaway, Tim Hardaway Jr., Cameron Johnson, he could be, but he needs a change of scenery, or it's not going to happen for him. But yeah, his rookie revelation I always have, because sentimental reasons. Well, is it very valuable right now? Not really, but I don't care about that, because I remember this moment like it was yesterday. My guy, Bayou Sniper, Jordan Hawkins. This one, I think, is Zion Williamson's best play on NBA Top Shot. And this season, I really feel like if Zion didn't get injured, we were beating the Lakers, and that we had 40 points in that the play-in game. I think we would have, done much better against the Thunder that year if Zion didn't go down. And watching this play, I was like, oh my God, Zion had this stretch in March of the 2023-2024 season, Jordan Hawkins rookie season, where he just went absolutely bananas, nuclear, first team all NBA type shit. And this play in particular, you see how high he got up? This moment is curated beautifully. And this is the first number one serial jersey that I burned for. So it's also special to me. I burned I think it was 19 Zion MGLEs for this. And yeah, just beautiful, beautiful play. Love it, man. Yeah. So these are less sexy in terms of spicy, valuable, but these last 5 mean a lot to me. And then the first ones are more okay, they're I think they're gonna hold up in value a lot. But yeah, if you have your showcase, your untouchable showcase, please tag me on Twitter, and I would and I would love to see it. Yeah, these are my 10. Now, before we get out of here, I got to let y'all know that next weekend's episode, I am a high school basketball coach, and we are traveling to another city to compete in a big tournament that we got invited to. So I'll be coaching and staying in a hotel there. It's a big city. So I will also be doing the live stream, but it'll be in a hotel room. So if you see a change of scenery and like the sea and everything, like it'll be cool. But like, yeah, I won't be here in my house, my little studio I got. So that'll be fun. Look forward to that next week, streaming in a hotel. But I think the view is going to be pretty cool. We'll see. But next week, I'm going to talk about the signature series a lot for Derek Queen and what I'm thinking about it. But guys, thank y'all so much for being here. Love the support always, seeing the familiar faces and new faces. And I can't wait to see y'all next weekend. So I'm Bayou Sniper. This has been Down in the Bayou. Catch you later.